This is Jarrod Horak for the RunawayHorse.com, and welcome to my latest video. And in this video, I'm going to cover the Grade 1 Champagne Stakes from Aqueduct. It's a Breeders Cup win and you're in for the Breeders Cup Juvenile, and it is also a 2023 Kentucky Derby points race. Now, if you're interested in my full card analysis from Santa Anita Park, that Santa Anita Park Autumn Meet begins on Friday, September 30th. I will be covering Santa Anita each day that they run during this Autumn Meet. And you can purchase individual full cards, weekly and weekend packages, and the entire meet. Head on over to the runawayhorse.com on my sales page for more details. I will also be covering this fall the two-day Breeders' Cup from Keeneland, that annual product that I cover each year. That will be November 4th and 5th this year from Keeneland. And again, go over to the runawayhorse.com on my sales page if you're interested in any of that information. Now let's get into the analysis of this video. And I'm going to be doing the 10th race from Aqueduct on Saturday, October 1st, 2022, the Grade 1 $500,000 Champagne Stakes for 2-year-olds. And they're going to be traveling 1 mile, that's a one-turn mile, on the main track. And the scheduled post time is 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. There's a good chance that we're going to see a wet track. And I think that number one, Andiamo at Firenze will certainly like that scenario because in his career debut in the slop at Belmont Park, that was in June, from the inside post, he broke on top, he went all the way, and he won by 4 lengths in a maiden special weight New York bred event. In his second career start, the Grade 3 Sanford Stakes at Saratoga, he battled on the pace from post 9 in a 12-horse field, and he was a clear third. Back to New York bred company last time out in the $200,000 Funny Side Stakes, that was 6.5 furlongs in the mud at Saratoga. He pressed the pace from post 5 in a 6-horse field, so he was pressing outside, he got clear, and he won by more than 5 lengths. So now he's back against open company in here. He might need lesser company and less ground than this, but he's going to be a pace factor, and he likes a wet track. Number 2, Top Recruit. He's 5-1 morning line for trainer Mike Maker. He won his career debut on a fast track at Churchill Downs at 5 furlongs in June. In his second start, he went to Prairie Meadows in a stakes race there. And in that race, he was the heavy favorite. He was third, beaten 12 lengths. He was well clear of the rest. The winner was a next out winner. And then he came out next time in the Juvenile Stakes at Ellis Park at 7 furlongs. And in that race, he battled on the pace from the outside post. And he got hooked in a protracted duel that day. But he was able to prevail by a head. That was a nice game effort at 6-1 odds. And now he's going to run a little bit further in here. And in both of his good efforts, he was right up all over the pace. And he's going to have some company up there on the pace in this event. We'll have to see if the track does indeed come up wet, if he'll be able to handle it. Midshipman is a decent wet track sire. Number 3, Verifying. He's 9-5 for trainer Brad Cox. They paid $775,000 for this son of Justify. And in his career debut at Saratoga, that was a fast race. He was the heavy favorite. He broke on top. And he was able to win nicely by 1 3/4 lengths under Joel Rosario. And Rosario is going to ride back in this spot. Brad Cox has good stats with horses stretching out in distance, with his graded stake starters, and with his recent maiden winners, trying winners for the first time. So there's a lot to like about this one. We'll have to see, like I said, if the track comes up wet, if he can handle it or not. But he ran fast in the debut, and he looks like he could be a good one. Number 4, Champion's Dream. This one is 5-1 morning line. Another son of Justify in here. They paid $425,000 for this one, and he wired the field from post 8 in a 9-horse field in his 7-furlong debut at Saratoga. He's had back-to-back bullet workouts for this event, and he's another one that could impact the pace. He's going to have to run a bit faster. Number 5, Blazing Sevens for trainer Chad Brown. This one is a son of Good Magic, and they paid $225,000 for this one. Chad Brown trained Good Magic, and this horse romped in his debut. That was at Saratoga on a fast track, stalked the pace from the outside post, pulled well clear. He caught the slop in the Grade 1 Hopeful in his last start, and that was his first start against winners. And he sat back in 6th. He passed some horses. He ended up finishing 3rd, beating 12 lengths. He's going to have to run better in here, but at least he has experience on a wet track. There's no reason that he wouldn't get this distance. Flavien Prat rides, and you're going to get the Flavien Prat Chad Brown combination. They show a profit together. You're going to get some value on this combo. They're 8-1. And then number 6, Gulfport. He's 2-1. He's run well in all 4 starts for Steve Asmussen. This one's the son of Uncle Mo. His career debut at 5 furlongs, he romped by 7 lengths, came right back into Bashford Manor. He won that one by 12 lengths, and he was all over the pace in those 2 races. But then he went from 5 furlongs to 6 furlongs to 6.5 furlongs in the Saratoga Special, and he ended up finishing a clear second that day as the beaten favorite. And then last time out, the Grade 1 hopeful, he was the beaten favorite again. He was miles clear of the rest, but he was getting out. And if you look at his overall form, it just looks like as the distances have been increasing and the company's getting tougher, he's just not improving. But he is running well. I mean, he was well clear of the rest in his last 2 starts. I like the post position. I think he can work out a decent trip in here. It's just, I don't know if he wants to go this far. And he did have that good effort in the slop, but he might want a shorter distance. So overall, there's some horses that could certainly impact the pace in here. We mentioned how that could play out, especially number 1, Andiamo Firenze from that inside post. You know he's going to hustle. Top Recruit should be forwardly placed, Verifying, Champion's Dream. And then Gulfport. All of those horses were forwardly placed in their good efforts, and they could be forwardly placed in here. But I'm going to go with, as my top choice, Verifying. Very impressive debut, very professional. That was a fast race. The pace wasn't quick, so maybe he's not a horse that needs the lead. He just was able to get out there and get to the front because there wasn't a lot of pace going on in that race. So I think Verifying with a ton of upside. They paid a lot for this one. Very good connections. And I think he can get the job done in the Champagne Stakes. And my second choice in here, I'm going to make number 2, Top Recruit. I thought that was a good effort in his victory last time at Ellis Park. Very game effort there. And he doesn't seem to be a need to lead type, and he'll fight to the end. And for rounding out my top 3, I'll make Blazing Sevens. Number 5, my third choice for the productive Flavian Prat Chad Brown team. I'm going to try to beat Gulfport in here. I do know that he has been running well, but I just don't know that he wants to go this far, a 1-turn mile even. Like the post position, he ran fine in his races, but he really doesn't seem to be improving as distances increase. So in this race, again, I'm going to make Verifying my top choice. Won't make a win bet as the favorite. But I like to play an exacta box with the 2-3, and then maybe key the 3 on top in the trifecta using the 2, 5, and 6 underneath. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this content. That will wrap up this video. I'll be back with some more Breeders' Cup Win and You're In videos this week. Until then, good luck at the races.